The heartache of losing a pet is unparalleled, and the thought of a cherished animal alone in an unfamiliar or hazardous place is unbearable for any pet owner. Many of us would go to great lengths, even risking our lives, to safeguard our furry companions. This is exactly why, in the aftermath of a natural disaster, a Californian woman who had lost her 2 dogs sought the assistance of a local hero to locate her pets once the crisis had subsided. Little did she know that the journey ahead would reveal unexpected truths. In November 2018, California experienced its most devastating wildfire, a catastrophic event known as the Camp Fire. This inferno ravaged the Golden State, leaving behind a trail of destruction. The blaze consumed 153,336 acres of land and inflicted damages ranging between $7.5 billion and $10 billion. The Camp Fire also etched its name as California's deadliest wildfire and the 6th deadliest wildfire in U.S. history. Amidst the ruins of nearly 19,000 structures razed by the fire, authorities counted a staggering 86 lives lost. Among the communities devastated by the fire, the town of Paradise endured the greatest impact. Evacuated in haste, all 27,000 residents abandoned their homes as the fire obliterated 95% of the community structures. In the rush to escape the advancing flames, the residents of Paradise had scarce time to salvage their belongings. While leaving behind possessions like clothing, furniture, and even vehicles was agonizing, some were faced with a much more heart-wrenching choice. For Andrea Gaylord, forsaking a family home spanning 10 generations was an agonizing decision. As flames consumed the century-old dwelling, another pain pierced her heart even more deeply. In the chaos of the campfire's advance, Andrea's faithful guard dogs, Madison and Miguel, had disappeared without a trace. Despite her and her husband's tireless search, the ferocity of the inferno forced them to evacuate, their dogs' fate uncertain. Taking refuge in a nearby shelter alongside hundreds of evacuees, Andrea clung to the hope that Madison and Miguel had somehow survived. After 17 relentless days of firefighting, the unrelenting blaze was eventually contained. Andrea, like her fellow Paradise residents, yearned to return home, praying her dogs had endured. However, the shelter staff advised against returning to Paradise, deeming it still unsafe. In her desperate bid to reunite with Madison and Miguel, Andrea reached out to Shayla Sullivan of K9 Paw Print Rescue. Shayla had been diligently rescuing lost pets affected by the campfire. Touched by the plight, Shayla was determined to aid Andrea in finding her dogs. As Shayla initiated her search, she received word of a dog resembling Madison and Miguel spotted in Citrus Heights, a small city near Sacramento, about 85 miles south of Paradise. The unfolding journey held surprises neither Shayla nor Andrea could have anticipated. Shayla embarked on her journey, driving to the designated location. As she arrived, an astonishing revelation awaited her. The dog described to her was none other than Miguel. Astonishingly, Miguel had journeyed from Andrea's home in Paradise and had been taken in by another local rescue organization. Andrea was overwhelmed with joy upon receiving the news about Miguel. However, Shayla's determination didn't waver with the discovery of one dog. She reloaded her car and set her sights on reuniting Andrea with both pooches. Navigating the barely passable roads, Shayla ventured through the once vibrant town now transformed into a scene of desolation. Charred homes and vehicles peeked out from the ashes of scorched treetops, a solemn reminder of the destruction that had occurred. Amidst this landscape of devastation, the possibility of any survivor's existence seemed doubtful. Yet, upon reaching Andrea's fire-ravaged property, Shayla found her answer. Amidst the ruins of what was once a 100-year-old home, a glimmer of movement caught her eye. Approaching cautiously, her heart raced with anticipation. There sat Madison. The loyal guard dog had managed to return after the fire had been subdued, now stationed as a watchful guardian of his former abode. With Madison alive and well, a new challenge presented itself to Shayla. Madison, not one to readily trust strangers, promptly fled as Shayla approached. Some guard dog indeed. Aware that Madison's survival hung in the balance, Shayla knew capturing him was crucial. A plan was needed. After leaving fresh water and food for Madison, Shayla returned to Andrea to share the uplifting news and the challenge of capturing the wary dog. Together, they devised a plan to entice Madison back home, utilizing an article of Andrea's clothing to harness Madison's familiarity and coax him. The moment of reunion was poignant, marked by joyful licks and yelps from Madison. In a heartwarming scene, Madison was fed a generous bag of his favorite treat, wheat thins. Despite the catastrophic circumstances, Madison's loyalty to his family and home remained steadfast. Amid the wreckage, Andrea deeply appreciated this loyalty. Through tears of happiness, she expressed her sentiment to Madison. "You are the best dog, the best." As Paradise's restoration efforts took center stage, some turned their attention to a potential source of inspiration, Chile. In January 2017, a wave of towering flames swept across Chile's south-central region. Fueled by unprecedented high temperatures and an extended drought, these fires razed vineyards, forests, and homes to ashes. Despite valiant firefighting efforts, the inferno raged on, prompting Chilean President Michelle Bachelet to declare a state of emergency. In February, aided by 12 foreign countries including Japan, the United States, and Russia, Chile finally managed to contain the fires. Yet the devastation was staggering. Nearly 1,500 homes were reduced to ashes, 1,433,000 acres of parched forests consumed, and 11 lives lost in the El Mal region. Once thriving ecosystems lay barren, populated only by charred trees. Following the catastrophe, Francisca Torres, who oversaw the environmental NGO Puos, along with her sister, undertook an ambitious mission: the rejuvenation of the devastated forests. Their approach involved a unique twist that enlisted an unlikely workforce. Recognizing that human replanting efforts would require decades to restore the scorched landscape, Francisca turned to her border collies, Summer, Olivia, and Das, for help. The project, initiated in March 2017, drew inspiration from the legendary Johnny Appleseed, though with a distinctive canine twist. Equipped with special backpacks filled with seeds from native trees, the 3 border collies embarked on their mission. Led by 6-year-old Das, the collies scampered into the charred forests, their playful actions contributing to the process of restoration. As the trio of dogs frolicked and tumbled through the scorched woods, seeds were dispersed from their specially designed backpacks. Their objective was clear: scatter seeds over a wide expanse, facilitating the potential revival of life in the area. Francisca, the driving force behind this initiative, aspired to witness the proliferation of trees, grass, and flowers throughout the Chilean forests. She emphasized the significance of creating an environment conducive for fauna to flourish once more. Understanding that the resurgence of trees and flora could bring back essential components of the ecosystem, such as bees, birds, and other creatures affected by the devastating fires, Francisca's vision extended beyond just planting seeds. While Summer, Olivia, and Das reveled in the liberty to roam the forest floor, the true extent of their impact remained beyond their comprehension. However, the dogs' contributions were remarkably effective, a fact that Francisca was keen to highlight. Border collies were originally bred for herding sheep, endowing them with intelligence, agility, and a remarkable focus that enabled them to disregard the distractions of passing birds. Moreover, their capability to cover substantial distances was a pivotal asset. Comparatively, an average human employing the Johnny Appleseed approach of scattering seeds would cover around 2 miles of forest per day. In contrast, the dogs, driven by their vigor and swiftness, covered nearly 20 miles daily, a significant tenfold increase in effectiveness. Their dedication was generously rewarded. Upon returning to Francisca, their backpacks were refilled with seeds, and they received delicious dog treats as tokens of appreciation. Then, with renewed enthusiasm, they ventured out to continue their playful and productive endeavors, spreading seeds with each stride. Astoundingly, their proficiency in seed dispersal was exceptional. Collectively, Summer, Olivia, and Das scattered approximately 20 pounds of seeds daily across the field. Their services were sought after in various fire-affected forests throughout Chile. Within the span from March to June 2017, the trio visited 15 different fire-ravaged forests within the region. At each location, their backpacks brimmed with seeds, symbolizing their contribution to restoration. And the most gratifying outcome. By June, Francisca joyfully reported, "We have observed substantial growth in both flora and fauna, returning to the previously burnt forests." Unquestionably, these dogs had well earned their rewards through their remarkable efforts.